Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Slappin Kpop podcast. I'm Sammy, and with me today I have Kayla.
Hello.
And today we are going to do an update on the status of all the 2020 boy groups that debuted.
Yes. Mainly motivated by the fact that 2021 boy groups have been massively underwhelming and disappointing.
Yes, we are still going to do the 2021 boy group
First
debut
half
extravaganza.
Of the year. That will be in a couple weeks.
But I think we needed to look back on the boy groups that are already here with us and just see how they're doing. We follow them, this is like the follow-up visit. Just like being like, how are you doing? How you feeling? Have you worked out the kinks?
Yeah. I feel like I also have delayed appreciation for some of them now. I think mainly because I can't invest in any of the 2021 groups because they've all been very bad, so.
Thus, I can now go back and invest in groups from last year.
Exactly.
Because I felt very overwhelmed last year.
There was a lot of, pretty good groups last year.
Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of very good ones, and I just wanted to be able to appreciate them more.
Yes.
So we're gonna go through them in... I don't even know what order we have them in, but we have them in an order.
They're in an order. It's just not any particular order, but they're in a order.
So we have 16 groups we want to talk about. We have all the groups we talked about last year, except H&D, but H&D gets folded into...
We don't have UNVS because I don't care about them, and that was mainly only there for Dan.
No, that was a Dan thing.
Yeah. So and they haven't done anything either since the update.
There's no update there.
No, we have no update on UNVS.
They weren't really a 2020 boy group debut.
Yeah.
And then H&D gets folded into...
Bay 173.
Bay 173. So we can just go.
And we also have 2 extras in JO1 and Orbit that we're also going to talk about. Because we have also delayed appreciation for them because we just learned of them this year. So
yes. We could have learned of them last year, but we didn't, and now we're here.
And we love both of them, so now they get to be here.
Icons of our time.
Love them.
So, we're starting with Gravity. Gravity, the Starship boy group.
They have 2 members of X1.
Yes.
9, it's a 9-member group.
9-member, yep. Gravity's 9. Which is fun.
So they debuted, they were the first of the X1 branch groups to debut.
They debuted in April of last year, so they were pretty early last year too, with Break All the Rules, and we were not
on board with them or their music. Very much still not on board with their music. I think, if anything, they've gotten worse.
We're less on board.
Yeah.
Because, vroom, 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 skirt.
Yeah. That song likely to make an appearance on Worst Songs of the Year.
I think, we're already in June. We've already have...
It'll probably make its way on there.
By this point, I think we have a clear idea of, 2 or 3 songs that are making Worst of the Year.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
This is one of them.
That's gonna be... Unless the second half of this year is
just horrible for some reason.
Horrible. And it gets knocked off.
Yeah.
Oof.
But it's a front runner, this one.
Oof. Yeah. So...
It's unfortunate.
It is.
That their music is not good.
Yeah, I feel bad in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like because Starship has had we've had up and down relationship with Starship in general as a company.
So I think the only Starship boy group I ever liked was Boyfriend.
But they've only really had 2. It's been Boyfriend and
Monsta X.
2 major ones. Yeah. Boyfriend and Monsta X. And I feel like Gravity is very much going down.
They're going down the
Monsta X.
It's going down that path of Monsta X, and the thing is with that is that they're going down like a more generic Monsta X, but it's somehow in a way worse.
Yes.
Because it's I don't know what it is about their music style. It is going down a similar style. It's not as because Monsta X very much is in a niche that is Monsta X.
And I think the thing with Monsta X is that they found I find Monsta X to be going down this. You can tell it's a Monsta X song, and Monsta X fans are gonna love it because that is just that is
what they like
style.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they found their niche, and I don't think Monsta X is trying to go for this all popular with everyone style of music.
Right.
And the thing with that is I feel like Gravity is trying to do a similar thing where they're going for their niche. Mm-hmm. And it is working because they are popular.
They're popular.
I just don't think they're popular with us because we don't like that niche.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Monsta X era. Monsta X is also a very popular group that I just tend to not like.
Disclaimer, I don't think that we need to say on our podcast because we're people that make a worst of the year list. But if you like any of these groups, good for you. Good for, like, we're not attacking you.
We're not
you
saying
as a
you're a bad person. Like, that's not what we're saying.
Yeah, we just will state our opinions very clearly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, I think Gravity is just, they're doing their own thing.
They're doing a thing.
And it seems to be working for them.
Yeah. They are, I think, the most popular.
No.
Of the 20, of the X1 groups, for
Of the X1, yes. There's other people here that I think are more
There's, big
popular.
Company groups that are above them, but, like...
Of the, like, lesser company groups, I think
they're the most popular, like, the mid-tier company groups, Yeah.
So yeah, the only real song that they've had since then is My Turn and a bunch of B-sides, but really, I think that they've sort of solidified that they're going down this path.
They are going down a path. Yep.
And a lot of people are on board with it. We happen to not be.
Right.
Alright. Then we have
Ghost 9.
Ghost 9. We've had a turnaround on Ghost 9.
We have, because we did have Ghost 9 and Gravity down in, like, the same sort of area for all of last year.
We thought Ghost 9 was just gonna be...
Like, very generic and very in the same style of music of, like, that Monsta X, like, Stray Kids, like, loud noise music.
Yeah. And they're not.
They're not
Ghost
anymore.
9 has... Yeah, so Ghost 9 doesn't have any X1 members, but they do have Produce X people, right?
And Mix 9 people.
And Mix 9 people.
But, like, who doesn't have Mix 9 people at this point in time?
I don't think it's possible to not have Mix 9 people. And they also had... They debuted in September of last year, so they were in part 2 of our boy group coverage. Mm-hmm. There's 9 of them, obviously.
As their name would imply.
You know.
So their earlier, their first 2 songs were very much not good. I did not enjoy either of them at all. And then they hit Soul, and then their most recent one, Up All Night, and both of those are pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Soul is like this weird, like, transitional thing where it's still, like, more of that, I don't want to say hip-hop style, because it's not hip-hop style, but, like, that more darker generic boy group song. Right. And then Up All Night is very cute, and I love that.
I do like that they went cute. They are very good with the cute concept. Yeah.
I think they're showing more versatility than a lot of the boy groups that we're going to talk about so far. Mm-hmm. Which I do kind of miss when boy groups would just do very random concepts, where they would do, like, a cute concept and then, like, a darker concept. I feel like we need more of that in K-pop. Mm-hmm. But they're good. I like them. I see potential. I think Maru just needs to give them good songs.
They need better songs. Because we've seen what they can do when they are given better songs. So that's all they really need. Is they need to be given songs that aren't just generic boy group songs. So, yeah. But they are getting better. They're on an upward swing. So that's very good for them.
Yes, they're very good. They're sweet boys. So then we have a group that we've had almost the opposite reaction to. Mm-hmm. DKB.
Yeah. So DKB debuted in, like, I think January or February of 2020. So they were, like, one of the first groups out. Them and MC&D were kind of there together in the early 2020.
Yeah. They debuted February 3rd with Sorry Mama. And they are a 9-member boy group. So a lot of 9 member groups.
We got 3 9-member groups in a row.
Yes. So then they've sort of been going down. They're also
going down a weird path. Yeah.
Yeah. So unlike a lot of boy groups which are trying to go for, like, the loud noise music, DKB is trying to go for, like, some chill vibes. I don't know how you describe it.
It's, like, very weird. It's kind of chill.
But, like, not.
But it's, like, it's in a... It's weird. Like, I don't know.
Because they've had 2 comebacks since then. It's hard, Work Hard and All In, and they've both had these similar vibes.
They're almost like identical songs. Like, those 2 songs are almost identical.
I would say I do like All In more.
All In is a better version of Work Hard. Is essentially what it is.
Because Work Hard is just very monotonous.
It's nothing. That song, there's absolutely no changes or anything exciting happening the entire song the whole way through. It is the same the whole way.
Yeah, I really don't get the vibe that they're going for, and they're Brave Entertainment. Brave Brothers, the thing I will never understand about Brave Entertainment, and I think we may have talked about this when
in the first
they debuted,
part, yeah.
In the first bit when we talked about DKB, is that Brave Brothers can do amazing songs for other people.
Yeah.
The same thing happened to Brave Girls.
Yep. And then the
Brave Girls
the Brave Girls' recent success had nothing to do with Brave Brothers. So like,
no,
absolutely nothing.
In spite of Brave Brothers, not because of them. But yeah, no, I think that DKB. I'm interested to see, because it does make them stand out. It does
they
make
are doing
a
very
different
type of music than any of the other groups are doing. It's very weird though, and it's like I feel like I liked their first 2 songs a lot, and then they went down this path of releasing essentially 2 of the exact same song in a row, and it's like I don't really know where they're going anymore.
No, I wish that I did know, because I feel like, again, I think they're talented.
They were good. Like, I liked them earlier in the year, yeah.
But now they just sound a little, I don't want to say lifeless, because they still look, they're still trying.
It does seem like all of the life was sucked out of the music in a way. Yeah.
Like, it's not that the group is lifeless, because they're trying their best.
They are. They really are.
But they're just being given a song that has no life in it.
Yes.
Like, you can't, like, a lot, they teach you in CPR, you cannot shock a dead heart back to life. No matter how much energy you're putting into something, if it's dead on arrival, you're not gonna give it any more life. The song is dead on arrival. So, I don't know.
And it's weird.
Unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate that this is the path that they're going down, because it's also like they also have this DKB has like 3 members that are like acrobatics members, and they are like not being utilized at all anymore because their songs are like too chill for that.
Yeah, you can't really do a backflip.
Well, like D1 do some backflips. Like we have them here for a reason.
And All In.
Yeah.
They also have they also have a bunch of people whose position also includes DJ.
Like a DJ, yeah. They have some wild positions, DKB.
Okay, that's what I want to see from DKB. I want to see them use these weird positions
use the people that you have. Like, you have a group with, like, very skilled people, but, like, why are we not utilizing any of it? Yeah.
And they have skills that not every K-pop group has, or at least don't advertise that they have.
I know.
So honestly, I feel like they could do so much better.
They can, and I know they can do better because they have released better music. But I will say their B-sides are still pretty good.
Yeah,
I think that's the one thing they still have going for them, is I do like their B-sides a lot still, but their title tracks have taken a weird turn.
Yes. So I can see them getting better if they're given better music. Maybe they'll... I don't want to see they'll pull a Brave Girls, because that'll take fucking years.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
But, like, maybe if they hit that one sweet spot of music. Maybe.
Yeah.
So that was DKB. Then to move on to their... We call it a pseudo-rivalry because it's a rivalry we made up ourselves. We made up
this rivalry, yes.
The same way we made up the rivalry between Pentagon and SF9 and between One Us and Very
But I feel like those were, like, more, like, those actually existed in, like,
people
fandom.
Actually
because people actually acknowledge those ones, yeah. This one is one we have arbitrarily decided existed.
They debuted on February 27th, and it's MCND. I love MC. I've fallen more in love with MCND as it's gone on.
They're very good.
I was, I think, the first one in on, from Ice Age, really.
Yeah.
And Ice Age, I still know, was a very weird...
It's a weird song.
It's a weird song, I will admit that. But I was just like, nah, I see something. There's something special here. And I stand by it, because MCND is great.
You know what got me really into MC&D was, so I had about a 2-month delayed appreciation of Crush, which is their most recent song.
Oh, Crush.
It took me about 2 months after that song came out, and I one day just randomly realized, I'm like, this song is great. Like, I love this song. And then
that song is
What also did it is when we made that Collusion Fantasy League playlist of songs.
Yes.
And you put a bunch of MC&D B-sides on it, and I'm like, this is pretty good. Like, these are good songs here. And then I also think part of it, my, like, sort of delayed appreciation for them has been because we went, like, 3 months of the year not having a single good boy group debut. Then I'm like, maybe I gotta go back to 2020 and take a look at some of these other groups from then.
Yeah. I think MC&D is very easy to be a group that, like, people overlooked last year because they're not from a big company. Yeah. They're top media, which is just oof. If you look at... They're also 5 members. Mm-hmm. We've been mentioning our first not 9-member boy group. 5 members. And I think that they have a very interesting balance. Because there's only 5 of them. Yes. Which I think smaller groups have the thing of, like, well, you have... More people have to do more things. Because there's less of you. Mm-hmm. And they have 3 rappers.
They have a lot of 3 out of 5 rappers.
And then Bic does both. Bic is, like, he's got to be rapper and vocalist, but, like, Castle J and Win do not
They're just
sing.
Rap.
They pure rap. Mm-hmm. So I think that Crush was also, like, very much them just, they're having a good time. And I think MC&D is just having a good time.
They are. I think they very much enjoy making the music that they make. Like, I feel like they're making, like, they're being given, like, good songs, and they also very much enjoy, like, their current concept.
Well,
so
Castle J also does do a bunch of production for them. Which I guess, I always think that when you have someone somewhat involved in production, it does kind of help the group. Yeah. Not saying that you have to and that you can't just also have songs that you enjoy because that's also having in a way, little bit of power.
It's in a way a double-edged sword for some groups once you get farther down the line with that, as we have seen for multiple people before. So
yes, it's kind of this situation where you can really hurt your career.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I think it's the pressure as well, but I think MC&D for right now is in a very good place, and I can see them getting better. Between, like, that and Na 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 and all of the B-sides from this album, I think that they're very good.
Their like last mini album it's a very good album. That was very, very good.
So up next we have one of the big ones.
We do. Probably the biggest one, I would say.
I'll say it's probably the biggest one. It's the one that we've all spent the most time talking about of these groups, and and hyping. Mm-hmm. So we did all of Island, and then they debuted, and now we're here and talking about them again. Constant. So they're a 7-member boy group by B-Lift Lab, which is Big Hit and CJE
type of thing, yeah.
Which now is Hybe Lab, so it's like, I think it's Big Hit Music and CJE&M. But now, are they Hybe labels? I don't know.
Probably. I don't know. It's very confusing.
Big Hit has gone through a very long...
Big Hit is really a bizarre entity now. Like,
I kind of... Who would have thought?
It's very
bizarre.
Thought
Bang PD would have just ended up here.
He, like, really, like, went off the rails, like, pretty recently, and, like, the company acquisition and said everything, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing anymore, buddy. Like, someone's gotta stop him.
It's a lot. I'm into it. Everything that they're producing, I'm loving, so I don't know if I can speak. I'm giving them too much of my money.
Oh, yes. Yes.
But, like, I'm fine with it. It's chill. So they debuted in November of last year. They were maybe the last debut.
I think they were.
That we talked about, because it was, like, November 30th, so, like, that was, like, right at the end.
Yeah.
And I think that they're... For as much as it's a cop-out to say that the big companies are making great music and that they're popular for a reason, I think that's exactly what's happening. They're doing good music.
Well, there is a group on here that contradicts that statement, so it's not like it works for everybody. So, yeah.
Again. Yeah. Not saying that it's constant, but I'm just saying it's not an unpopular opinion to like the popular thing.
Yeah.
That's where I'm getting at here. It's just like, oh, you think Hypen is good? Wow.
It's not like truly not shocking at all.
Truly the out of the box opinion.
Not a shocking opinion to have.
No. It's not the most shocking opinion we've ever had.
No.
Even just on this podcast already. We've been doing this for 20 minutes and we've had some interesting choices were made.
Oh, yeah.
Choice comments.
We did put these groups in a very weird order. Like, we
did.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason. This is a random order. Mm-hmm. But, so their last album and the last comeback that we talked about was Drunk Dazed. And I like the direction they're taking Hypen. I was very scared that they are vampires. I was very scared that I would not be able to like differentiate them from TXT. And in a weird way, they're doing similar vibes. If you look at Drunk Days compared to like 0x1 Love Song,
very different.
Very different, but also like this like slightly rock emo boy, like different sides of that genre.
Yeah.
But do they both kind of fit together? Yes. They're distinct from each other, but I cannot explain to you how.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Because I do think B-side-wise, I do think they have B-sides that you could interchange easily between them.
Yes.
Concept-wise, they are very different.
Different?
But also
like,
not.
Also
not different, yeah.
Like, also the fact of, like, do I think that TXT would fit into Drunk Days and that Hypen could do 0x Love Song? I think that it would work, but I do think that each of them got the song they were supposed to get.
Yes.
I think that Hypen can do the, like, darker, moody, not saying TXT. It's weird, because I think that they could do each other's songs, but I think it wouldn't be as good.
They could, but I don't think, so title track-wise, I think that they probably can't interchange songs that well. Mm-hmm. I think Hypen could, like, maybe do Can't You See Me, but I think that's the only song that's in that same realm that they would be able to do.
The other thing with Hypen, and this is very funny to me, is that we still don't know their positions.
Don't they? Are they a group that only has, like, or do they not even have a leader, and that's it?
They have a leader. Jungwon's the leader.
Mm-hmm.
But and then Nicki's the maknae, and that's the only positions they have. Yes.
Because isn't TXT also like that?
I think TXT... Are they? Let's see. What the hell? No, TXT has positions.
Okay.
It took forever to get them, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was like, I think it took a while. Because I remember them at some point in time not having positions, yeah.
Yeah, and Hypen has none.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to me because I do find that they're one of the groups that doesn't really do that much rap.
I love that. You need to rap. Like, that's great.
We've been saying this in K-pop for years now that, like, not every song needs a rapper.
You don't need to rap every time.
You don't need, and not everything needs a rapper. And I think that them and Hybe, I think, is really getting it because I don't think TXT uses
TXT doesn't rap all the time either, yeah.
No. So I do just think, and like when they do rap, it's very much the rap that works for their rappers.
Yeah,
which is the fact that none of them are
like really, none of them
BTS
are out here
rap.
Really being like, I am a rapper, like, and that's what I like and
that's
do.
fine. I think that
great.
works
I think that's
perfectly.
Great. Yeah.
I think that also differentiates them a lot from a bunch of the other Hybe people, because you know that like BTS is obviously on its own pedestal, and then you have 17 there where they have rappers.
Their own thing, yeah. They
and
have the whole
their
rap
own thing.
sub-unit of 17,
yeah. So I think that it's unique in that way of, like, they don't need to rap. And they're not just throwing rap into a song to have it.
Right.
Which is good. I feel like we're getting there with them. I think that they understand what their strengths are.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times in, like, rookie groups, you just get them throwing everything at you.
Yeah.
So yay. And I know Kayla's favorite tracks on their album are Jake's monologues.
Oh, yeah, the just straight up Jake English monologue over some instrumental. Like, those are something.
4 of their songs.
4 of their like very small discography are just that, and I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this?
It's great. It's very funny. But yeah, that's Unhypen. I think that I like them a lot. I think I have to because I've just spent too much time
a lot of time invested into
learning about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very invested in these boys debuting, and almost everyone I wanted to debuted. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, well, fuck. Now I have to care. And I do because they're sweet boys.
I remember you and Dan were both worried that they were going to be bad before they debuted.
I was greatly concerned.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
You never know.
The show ends, and then you're like, but what if they give them bad songs? Mm-hmm. Like, what if it doesn't work out? Like, have I spent my time liking some... It's the, like, sunk cost fallacy where you're like, well, I have to like it.
Right.
Because I've already spent too much time thinking about it.
Now you're already in too deep before you even know what their music is like.
Exactly. All right. Luckily, they weren't bad. They're great.
They were.
Love it.
They're very good.
Yay. So moving on, we now have
P1
Harmony. So P1 Harmony, the one group we were terrified about when... Not that even we were scared. We just made fun of them for a very long time.
Because
for no
FNC
reason.
had marketed them as having a K-pop cinematic universe. And I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, that sounds gross. Like, no one needs that. No one asked for that. No one wants that. Like, bad.
So yeah, they're the 6-member boy group from FNC Entertainment. I still keep forgetting they're from FNC because they've never interacted with a single person from that company.
Never, ever. I think they've interacted with InSong once because he hosted their comeback showcase, and I think that's really it.
Yeah. And then you also have the fact that they sound nothing like any other FNC group at all.
Nope. Very different.
Nothing.
No, nothing
like, they're this,
at all.
Like, they're this 6-member boy group where literally I think like 3 or 4 of them are rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I actually learned all of the
4
members
of them are rappers.
Pretty recently, yeah.
4 of them are rappers. They have 2 vocalists. Mm-hmm. Good lord.
It's a lot.
And somehow, another fabulous group.
They're very good.
Fabulous group of sweet boys.
They're so good. And I think they're almost better because we had such low expectations for them to be bad.
Oh, yes. Then everything that they do is now just like,
this is great. Like, they're actually really good.
Yes. But, like, even taking out of account the fact that we thought that they were bad, like, I give props to any group that has 2 vocalists and 4 rappers.
4 rappers, yeah.
That does not make me kind of hate them because, dear God, that's too much rap. And they make it work somehow.
A couple of their members, I'm pretty sure, are kind of, like, more so pseudo-rappers. Like...
Pseudo-rappers?
They're, like... Because I don't think Soul is, like, fully a rapper. Like, he...
Soul literally only has rapper or dancer.
Yeah.
And the thing with Soul is Japanese.
He's given a lot of lines that are more sort of like, they're more sort of like your talk singing rather than rapping.
Yeah.
And then, because I know Kiho and Jiyoung are the 2 who sing. And then Jungsoob's really their main one because he is an ex-YG and was on YG Treasure Box, so it makes sense that he is like their main rapper there.
And Jiyoung is also put in here as a... rapper.
He doesn't really rap a lot.
I don't know their position. Like, I'm still learning the members of P1 Harmony because I have actor brain, which means I can memorize actors, but K-pop idols have just, like, stopped. Mm-hmm. They've stopped being processed by my brain at this point because, I don't know. It's like, you pick one. You get to either know, like, it's like you can either know all your family and friends, your coworkers, idols, or actors. You get like 4 out of 5.
Yes.
And for some reason, idols are the one that's like going by the wayside.
It took me forever to learn them. I learned them pretty recently, and it was like for a while I was like, P1 Harmony is a group I feel like I need to know because I like them a lot.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
And then one day
again, and Hypen only because of Hours of Island and flashcards.
One day it just clicked for me, the members of P1 Harmony, and so I got them pretty fast once I like was able to see all their faces clearly because I can't usually in their stages
in their music videos.
So That was helpful.
Their music videos are, because they've had Siren, which is dark.
Yeah.
Just not even dark in theming.
Just dark.
Lighting dark.
Lighting, Scared probably even more dark than Siren.
Also dark.
Yeah.
Also dark.
It's like almost shot in like a weird like monochrome too. So it's like very dark.
Oh yeah, it's weird. Mm-hmm. But like Scared,
I will say the music videos
has a
are
weird video.
P1 Harmony got weird music videos.
They do.
But you know what, their songs, music is good. Musically, very good. Very different than anything FNC has ever done before, although they don't really have much of a track record for boy groups other than SF9, and they're very different than SF9. Yeah. So
I would like to see them do more. Like, interact more with other FNC groups, because I feel like they could do something, like, again, I like the direction they're going in now, but, like, I could see them add more rock elements, like, do something similar to, like, what, bring the, FNC has this amazing track record with bands.
Yes.
And
they're
don't
really, like,
think
the
they
main
use
band
them enough.
company, yeah.
Yes. And they're the best band company because they actually put effort into the bands that they produce.
Yes, yes.
They don't just have the band and then the band is just the token band.
Yeah, because like JYP has absolutely no idea what they're doing with Day 6. Like they made Day 6, no idea how to market them or do anything with them. So
no, and they're popular because they're obviously the most out there band because JYP put them in JYP
yeah.
thing. Yes. And they do a lot of interactions with their company, but like I would not put Day 6 on the par with the FNC bands because FNC bands are like
FNC knows how to market their bands because they found a very good in between of like they market them as idol groups but also let them do like indie band stuff. So they found like a very good
and that's sort of how you have to market a band. A band will never give you the success of an idol group.
No.
More specifically an idol boy group because let's be honest, there aren't really girl bands in K-pop.
Yeah.
But they'll never... Day 6 was never gonna be GOT7.
No.
Just saying. So I think you have to kind of toe the line of like, they're gonna be popular because they're a band, and you can make money from a band in a different way than you can make money from a boy group. With like these indie shows, these really, really tiny shows that they'll do.
Yeah, they do a lot more concerts, I think. Yes. Yeah. But anyway, P1
Harmony is great. I think that I would
like
love to see them interact more with FNC and then just do more.
I'm like real like deep into SF9 Twitter now. Because
do they know each other?
So someone, I forgot who it was. Someone at SF9 said in a V Live that they would love to have a joint concert with P1 Harmony, and that would be cute.
That'd be great. That'd be adorable.
There's also a couple videos out there P1 Harmony watching like SF9 on Kingdom that are really cute. Like so they're like there's like indirect interactions there. Weirdly,
I would like to see them actually interact. Yes. Mainly just because something like
I just want like a well FNC did a like a weird reality show thing a while. It was like it was old. It's back like when N Flying was like pre-debut. If they were just to put like N Flying and SF9 and like P1 Harmony in a variety show, like that'd be cute. Fun. I would love that.
You know what I would, not to go backwards, but to go back one, you've seen TXT meeting BTS, right?
Yes.
And it's the sweetest little thing. So ENHYPEN and TXT
they have
did
a variety show, yeah.
They had a variety show together, and it was the sweetest little thing.
It's very cute, because they're all sweet boys, and so that
they're all very sweet boys.
Cute, and it's
I would love just Big Brother BTS to just wander through. Just because I would love to see, because when they were on Island, because of COVID, BTS never, when they were giving advice, they were on 2 different floors.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they never actually interacted. I think because of COVID, they were like, we cannot risk it. BTS is in this with no one else. No one else is in the fucking cube while BTS is here.
Right.
We must protect. But I think that would be actually... I want more companies to do this, like, meeting of the...
Like, just other, like, group interactions.
Yes! I feel like we haven't gotten those in a while.
We haven't.
Or just, like, I want a Hybe Labels family concert now, because that would be sick.
There's a lot of people in that now, yeah.
That's sick.
I know FNC used to do FNC family concerts in Japan, which they obviously haven't been able to do since P1 Harmony's debut, But
no, P1 Harmony's not been. P1 Harmony has never had an audience. No. Period.
Almost all of these groups have never had like a live audience, which is a very so sad thought. Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see more from P1 Harmony, and I just want more. I like the fact that we have nothing to criticize on the music, so we're just like, you know what, more interaction.
Give us variety shows, yeah. All right, so next we have Checkmate, which is
Checkmate's a co-ed group.
Yep, Checkmate is now it's before like their debut was kind of discount card. Now we're even like more so discount card. Like we're full in the card like the card genre of music. We're full there.
Yeah. So Checkmate
lost one of their male members, so now they're a four-member group.
Weirdly, they lost a member, got another member, and then lost him. That member.
So now we're back to being a four-member 2-2 co-ed group, like card.
Yes, from Grace Company. And the thing with it is that You kind of sounds like a card song.
It's a card song. Two is it's essentially a card song.
Yes.
It's fine. Because it's a card song, it's a good song. Like, I like it.
Yes, and I think that it's sad that it's 2 and 2, because I think that the way you make a co-ed group work is that it needs to be even split of men and women.
Yeah.
At least for an idol group, I think you need an even split, because it's weirdly unbalanced when it's like, why are there 2 girls and like 4 guys?
It's like when look at Triple H, which is obviously just like we being a third wheel the entire time. It's like
we was the parental supervision that they needed. Literally the parental supervision.
He literally was. Like, that is his purpose there. But yeah, I think it works better co-ed group this way. I don't have a lot of thoughts on it because they only have 2 songs that were both digital singles, and I am like 90% sure they may never release music again.
No, I'm pretty sure this is the end of Checkmate.
Yeah. They are just so unknown and like just no one cares really about
them. Not that they're bad. I would not be opposed to having more co-ed groups.
Yeah.
In K-pop, because I do think that the only one that has found any kind of success is Card.
Yeah.
Because again, Card has had actual Card has stuck around, because if you think about all the other co-ed groups, you have like co-ed school, which died immediately. And you have a bunch of other things where I'm just like, oh no, this didn't last at all.
Yeah.
It's like Card and ACMU, and ACMU can't break up.
ACMU is a sibling group, yeah.
Exactly, they can't break up.
Right, and then all the other ones have just been like Troublemaker and Triple H, which are literally just Kiana and boyfriend together. Like, that's all
Kiana
that is.
And whoever her boyfriend at the time
is.
That's our conspiracy theory.
Yes, that is. I also don't think that that's like an unpopular conspiracy theory that Kiana was dating Hyunsung at the time they were in Troublemaker. That's like I think a pretty common theory.
I mean, also post Triple H, it does bring up.
You know what? It checks out the logic.
The logic even makes more sense. It's more evidence.
Yes, exactly.
Plus, also the fact that I think it just proves Hyuna has a type.
Oh yes, 100%.
Not
a lot of thoughts on Checkmate. We think they're gonna die soon. So.
Yep. Moving on to
Lucy.
Another favorite.
I love them so much. They're so good. They're a band. They're under Mystic Entertainment,
subsidiary of SM Entertainment.
I think they debuted in March of last year.
They're great.
They're great. We love them. You already know that we love them.
We've been on the Lucy train
since the beginning, essentially.
Yes.
Everything they release is just I love so much, and I'm waiting for them to release something that I don't like, and it hasn't happened yet. So,
I don't think it. In a way, I don't think it will.
No.
Just because I'm so in. I'm in love with what they're doing. I think Lucy's also a group that, these are Lucy feels older than they are.
They do.
In the way they are,
because number one, they're old. Like, Lucy are just actually old age-wise. Yeah. Ye-chan is the oldest member is like 28 years old.
Yes.
And does not act like a 28-year-old at all, but like, he is a child, but they are old. I think it's just that the style of music that they have is just so much in this niche that I love. It's so good.
And it's also the fact that they've just been they were professional music, like they've been doing music for so long, all of them.
Before they were even a group, yeah.
Yeah. That like you can't even like ponder what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Like they're just so good.
Yeah.
And they know what works for them. They know what style to go for, so they're like not really bouncing around like different styles.
No.
But it's just fun, nice, chill.
Because
it makes me feel good.
It's so good. So they've had 2 comebacks since we last talked about them. They had Hero this year, which I think is my favorite, like, it was a single album, and I think it's my favorite release from them because it is just so pretty. It sounds like it should be, all of the songs on there sound like it's like a soundtrack from like a Studio Ghibli movie. I absolutely adore all of them. Lucy is very good at making like 5-minute long, just like very pretty, epic music, and it's my favorite thing ever.
They're like one of the only groups that like it's 5 full minutes and it feels
not long at all.
I have the habit, and I think people by this point will know that I don't listen to music, and I have the habit of not finishing songs. Mm-hmm. You know this because we were just listening to the thing that I just
we're just like we don't need to.
We're at the last chorus. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I will finish. Like I get around 2 minutes into a song, and I'm like, I got it. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm just like
we get the
give
point
me something
here.
new.
Yeah.
I got the gist. I can move on. Lucy, 5 full minutes. I'm like, Where's the rest of it? I want more.
Love it so much.
Yeah.
And then so very recently they had I Got You, which is also a single album. It has four songs on it. It's very good. It's very similar to their Panorama album, which is on jogging. I feel like it's got a very similar vibe to that. It's very summery, very cute. I enjoy it, both of those immensely. They're so good. I think they're going to continue to be good. I don't have any expectations that they're going to be bad at any point.
No,
so.
I don't think that there's a way for them to be bad. Like, I don't see that happening at all.
If Ye-chan decides he, like, wants to play, like, I don't know, like, a really dumb instrument one day, like the trumpet one day, maybe they'll be bad, but, like...
Who knows? Maybe he's a fucking trumpet virtuoso.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it'll... I still can't get over that Gwang-il went into Superband, like, not a drummer. And now he's a drummer.
Now he's just a drummer for a band, and you could never tell.
Yep. Yes, Lucy. We love them.
Lucy, we love. Now we get to the funeral.
Oh, we're gonna, in the middle of this...
a moment of silence.
We're gonna host a funeral for 2.
Moment of silence, everyone. All right.
Yeah, all right.
So
2. The decision we've made with 2 is they've obviously re-debuted as TO1 now.
Yes.
And we have decided that we are
TO1.
Yes.
We are counting them
as a 2021 boy
wishes. Group. We are respecting their wishes to be not known by their old name.
Yep.
And thus we are
counting them as a 2021 boy group.
Yes. Mainly because we need more 2021 boy groups that are good.
We do. And it was honestly, I think that was what did it. I was like, we have so much nothing and bad happening this year that we need at least someone in there who's like kind of good. Like that's all we have.
And we literally had to re-debut a group from last year.
Yes. And so TO1 will be there. They had a debut, Son of a Beast. That will be in the 2021 boy group update. So
yep. RIP 2.
RIP.
We just wanted to acknowledge them here.
Yeah.
We will talk about them later.
Because they hadn't released anything in between Count 1, 2 and them re-debuting as TO1 because they had a very long hiatus of company problems and then their companies having to get their shit together and they were just in a void for a while. And I think
that's 90% of why they had to re-debut.
There was a company management thing. I'm sure that's why they had to do it.
But now it's just an excuse. So goodbye to. We will see you again in a few weeks soon. When we do.
Yes.
When we do the 2021 boy groups. Mm-hmm. Moving on to Treasure.
Treasure. Oh boy. So they started off like kind of on a high.
They started off decently.
They like Boy I hated on a first listen and then it grew in me a lot. So I do enjoy Boy a lot.
I actually really enjoy.
And then we have gotten progressively worse every single song they have released.
So then we had I Love You.
I Loved You, yeah. And that's like doing the same thing as Boy, but the drop in the chorus is worse.
Yeah. I couldn't get behind it because I don't love the drop in that song.
Yeah.
But like that's still fine. I can still handle this group as for what it is. Mm-hmm. Then we go to
3 M's.
MMM.
Yep.
Also, the reason Kai had to change his to MHMM.
Yeah.
Because because you can't have 2 songs with the same name come out.
The same, like, within months of each other.
Within, like, a month of each other. It was a lot. And that song is greatly uncomfortable.
It is so uncomfortable because they're so young. Treasure is such a young group, and I'm like, you can't be doing this when you're, like, 15 years old. Like, this is not the way.
Because, like, you can have, like, take Fever by Enhypen, which just came out. Hypen's also a very, very young group.
Yeah.
But Fever
I'm not, like, uncomfortable watching that.
No,
like...
I'm not uncomfortable by Fever. And Fever's into that realm of, like, what they're trying to get across to their demographic.
Right.
But as an older fan, it does not make me vehemently uncomfortable to listen to.
It's, like, it's so just outwardly, like, just uncomfortable. I don't enjoy it at all.
It's just, like, too much.
Yes. And then they had My Treasure after that, and that's like
And My Treasure just Christmas
It's a bad Christmas song. It's not good.
But, like, not a Christmas song, because
it came out in January? Or something.
Yeah.
But it's, like, very boring. It's so boring. It's such a nothing song. I don't like it.
It's a lot. I don't love it.
No. Treasure is popular because they are a YG group.
Yes.
Essentially.
And also,
that's what
Treasure Box.
Treasure Box helped them, yeah. A lot of the ex-Treasure Box people are all over the place in other groups now,
They're everywhere.
Yep.
We'll talk about them in the update, too. Yep. Not the update, the 2021 groups, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, moving on to Elast, because I don't want to talk about Treasure anymore.
Yep, and we're done with that. Elast. So, Elast is weird.
It is weird.
Because their music in theory should be good, but there's something about their production of, like, the choruses not being good enough that makes the songs very boring. I think is their big problem here.
I never come out of an Elast song being like, oh, this was
wow,
a
that
waste
was great.
of time.
Yeah.
But I also don't come out saying, oh, that was great.
Like, they don't have any bad songs. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't consider them bad. Like, their songs aren't bad.
No. But I also feel like I forget the song instantly.
Immediately.
Because they've had one comeback as a group called Tears of Chaos.
Yep.
Last year. And then this year they had a subunit for some reason where Elast U, which did Beginning of Spring.
Yep.
Both of which are songs that I've heard.
Yes. And I, while listening to them, thought, this is a pretty good song. Like, the song's pretty good.
Now,
could not remember what they sound like at all right now. And we just listened to them like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, now just, like, try to have me hum them at all? No.
No, can't. The melody's gone. Like, completely gone from my mind.
The melody is just really not sticking with anything.
And, yeah. It's because they're just in this kind of, like, weird void area of being, like, okay. They're doing nothing that makes me want to invest in them more other than listening to their songs when they come out. Because they're so, like, just kind of nothing. They're all very... They have a style of music that I do think, in theory, I would like a lot if they just did a little bit something extra to it to, like, make it stand out more.
Yeah. I think, generally, this group is... Because they're also not particularly from a bigger company, and
No, they are from a very small
I
company.
like what they're doing in theory, because they're doing something that's different from the normal K-pop, but I just think that it's just kind of boring.
They are interesting, the fact that their concept's very different than, like, all of the other groups that debuted this year, so they at least stand out for that, but musically they're not doing anything that's, like, incredibly interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's also just not a lot. It's just a little. It's too little.
Not enough.
It's not enough.
Right.
I need more.
Yes.
It's not even like it's a lot. It's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Elast.
Yep.
Now we have
Drippin'.
A group that's also not doing enough.
No, so Drippin' debuted on the same day as P1 Harmony.
Which, again, I'd like the fact that we came out of this with P1 Harmony being the one above the Woollim group.
Yes, and we expected P1 Harmony to be bad, and they were amazing. And Drippin' is essentially turning into, like, a worse version of Golden Child, is what they are becoming now. It's because every single Drippin' title track is essentially just a Golden Child B-side. And that is all they are being given as a group currently.
Yeah. I think that the thing with Drippin' is that I don't, much like we talked about how we can see how TXT and Enhypen, similar but different. I don't confuse them.
Mm-hmm.
Drippin' and Golden Child, not the case.
With the way we're going right now, they are interchangeable. Because the only thing that's keeping Golden Child, like, slightly above them is that Golden Child has done, like, their, like, trilogy and dark concepts, Let's Burn It, and it's, like, Drippin' hasn't gone that route yet. But Drippin' is about to release a song, like, in a week and a half. And the teasers are, like, almost identical to Golden Child's Let Me. And I'm like, if we're just gonna also give Drippin' the super cute songs that Golden Child also gets, it's like, what is the difference now? Yeah.
Like, why am I gonna go to Drippin' when I can go to Golden Child?
Yeah. And Golden Child
they're being made from the same producers. They're being made from the same company. Nothing is really...
They have done absolutely put in no effort into making Drippin' a unique group in the slightest. Like, they're being handed, like, the generic Woolham leftovers, essentially, and because only boy group they really have right now is Golden Child, it means that they're getting the leftover Golden Child songs that aren't good enough for Golden Child. Because it's like Young Blood is probably not a song Golden Child does recently, but Nostalgia easily is like a Golden Child B-side.
I could see Young Blood being a Golden Child B-side from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it would be from like a while ago. Like, I don't think that's a concept that they can do now because they're too old to be doing that song, I think. But like, also, if you gave like Breathe to Drippin', like that makes perfect sense as a Drippin' song. Like, as equally as much sense as it makes as a Golden Child B-side. Like,
yeah, I think that this entire thing with Drippin' is I just want more for them.
I know they're good. Like, I know very full well that they're good because I followed them all through Produce X and everything. I know full well they're good, but they are being given absolutely nothing by Woolham.
Absolutely
like, nothing. There's like no effort, zero effort.
No idea what to do with that.
No idea. And it's like, I feel like they didn't really even have to maintain Infinite and Golden Child at the same time, because Infinite, I think, only released Top Seed throughout the time that Golden Child has been debuted, and then they all went to the military.
But the other thing with that is that I don't think that looking at what Infinite was putting out and looking at Golden Child in those first couple of years, I don't think there would have been an overlap.
No,
I don't even think current Golden Child is an overlap to Infinite at all.
No, the thing is, I think Drippin' is more of an overlap to Infinite than Golden Child overlaps to Infinite in a weird way.
I think, weirdly, Drippin' is like a combination of both of them.
It is like, because I don't think Woolham knew how to differentiate. Like, they don't know how to handle more than one boy group at a time, because they've
never had to do it.
No, they haven't, because Infinite was so, like, far into the career that Infinite was just doing Infinite stuff, and then they'd want, like, more cute, and then also very dark for Golden Child, like, back and forth, and then that was fine. And now that they have kind of used up both of those concepts on Golden Child, it's like they have a third group now, and they don't know what to do with it anymore. They don't know how to make it unique or anything other than to just make it a similar, but, like, very... not even slightly different than what Golden Child is already doing.
Yeah, I think that, because the weird thing is that there's so many boy group concepts that even if Golden Child was going to do dark and cute, you could pick so many concepts for Drippin' to have.
I know.
And they're not.
And we're not. And the thing is the only thing that was keeping Drippin', like, not a Golden Child clone exactly in there for me was that Golden Child is on the exact opposite ends of the spectrum. They're either super cute or there's, like, very dark. Like, they're not really in the in-between concept there ever. And Drippin' was kind of in the in-between of both those concepts, and so that was the only thing that was sort of keeping them separated from me. But now with this new song, it looks like they're just going cute Golden Child. And so now, once we've started going down that route, now we're, like, the difference between them is, like, it's gone. Like, now they're just the same, essentially.
Yeah, I think that, I feel like the problem with Drippin' is a Woolham issue. It's not a Drippin'
It is a Woolham
issue.
problem, for sure. Woolham has no idea how to manage another boy group anymore. And that's really the problem there.
Alright, so moving on to Bae 173.
So Bae 173 debuted in the second half of 2020. They have H&D, two members of X1.
That's where H&D are.
That's where they are now. They're very boring for me. Like, they're not bad. Like, I've liked both of their title tracks that they released. Their debut and then their more recent song.
I would honestly still put them... They have a similar ELAS problem where
they have an ELAS problem, yeah. I do want more. But also
the fact of, like... Weirdly, I have come up with a way that they become interesting. Because that last song, we were listening to it, and we were like, this is crooked. Yeah. This is crooked and sober
mixed with sober. That's what that song is, yeah.
This is just Big Bang. So, I think the way that we solve the ELAS problem that Bae has, just make Big Bang songs. Big Bang ain't making them.
No.
Make Big Bang songs.
Sure.
Big Bang was fun. Like, do it.
I think they could only make that, like, that style of Big Bang songs. They can't go, like, you know, bang, bang, bang.
Who knows?
But, like,
maybe.
I think that ends very poorly for them if they try that. But, like...
I think that you can build to that. Slowly build up to it. I think you gotta, like, start small and then go a little bit bigger and then gain the confidence.
I don't think their rappers are good enough for that, to be honest.
True. I think the rapping might be the problem.
Rapping, I think, is the big problem with that, yeah.
I think that they could do a Fuck It, though.
They could, yeah. That's still in the realm, yeah.
I think that they could do, like, a Fuck It, maybe, like, not so much maybe even a Fantastic Baby. I don't think they can, Bang 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 is louder. I think maybe they could do a Fantastic Baby. That's, like, the edge.
Oh, yes.
But I think that that'd be fun. Make Big Bang songs.
Oh, yeah.
173.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what we keep getting from you, I'm excited.
It's also very bizarre how it's, like, they're so unpopular. And the fact that they have 2 X1 members and are so unpopular is, like, really kind of shocking. Because it's, like, it's been a trend always that once you split up the produce group, every single one of their branch groups is, like, way less popular. But it's, like, Gravity is doing good. And that's an X1 group. P1 Harmony and Drippin' and Lee-I are all kind of around the same level of popularity.
And then, like, even with the 101 groups, I think you got CIX and AB6 being fine.
They're fine. They're not at the top of anything, but they're both fine.
No, but neither is Gravity gonna be the top of anything. I think that they're all gonna be in the mid tier.
But Bae 173 is so unpopular. Like, they are so unpopular.
And they have both H and D.
And they have 2 X1 members, and they're feeling horribly. And I do want, because they're also from, like, a very, very unknown small company. And so,
they're
like,
MBK Entertainment.
Yeah. And it's not even MBK.
They're from Pocket Dolls.
It's like a weird, like, subsidiary of MBK. Yeah.
Of MBK and Interpark.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
So I do
They're also a 9-member boy group, by the way.
Oh, fun. A lot of 9-member groups. I do want to say that is probably a part of the problem. I also don't think that either H or D were the biggest, like, names in X1 either. So that's also, they probably got, like, the 2 least popular members of X1.
To be 100% honest, I think that the people that come out of Produce winning are the soloists. Because you had Chungha.
Yeah, Woods, thriving.
Chungha, Woods, Daniel and Jihoon.
Yeah.
And Ong Sung-woo.
All of them
Those
thriving.
Are the people you have
the
thriving.
Soloists are thriving, yeah.
The soloists are doing very well. And then you have oh god, what is his name? The Uptension kid that's now essentially a soloist.
They're Wooseok and Jinhyuk, both of them.
Both of them are doing
and one of them didn't even get into X1 and is also doing, like, pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah, and all of them are doing well. I think really the problem is that you can't have just 11 soloists debut in a year. A bunch of people have to join groups.
All of the X1 members are now in groups. And then there's Woods, who's a soloist, but everyone's in a group now.
Icon of our time.
Yeah.
Woods, again, also part of a group. Hi, Unique. Please make a comeback.
We've been asking. We're gonna ask for this until it happens. Essentially, is what. We'll be asking for the Unique comeback until the Unique comeback happens.
We'll be asking for the Unique comeback, and I'll be asking for the Unique comeback from my hospital room in my 90s.
Yeah, it's like so. Where you go? Where you at?
So, like, 3 of them are dead. It's like, when you go in Woods, you're still kicking. Come on,
let's go.
Come on,
for the reunion when you're 80 years old.
Exactly.
Time for the reunion.
I'm all in for this reunion. But, yeah, see where we go when we have groups that we have nothing to say about. We go on weird tangents.
We're on weird tangents. Anyway, next we have WeI, another X1 branch group.
Yes.
Us at 101, Produce Season 2, Under 19 branch group, all of those things.
It's a branch group of literally everything.
Yep.
So they are 6 members. They feel like this group feels like it's not a debut
they
group.
Feel
again,
like, we mentioned we feel like they've been alive for like 3 years already. Like,
because just the fact that they have,
I think Donghan is really what does it. Donghan debuted in JBJ like 2017.
And they also have Daehyun, who was in Reigns.
Yeah.
Both of them have just been doing this for too long, and they've always just been around. Like, they've just always just been... They've been around. That they are idols.
2 members who just came out of 1 to 9 and like turn around to debut within like a month or 2.
Within a month and a half.
And then you had Johan, who's your X1 center, who did solo music up until WeI debuted. So like, it's really a lot. They were doing a lot. So yeah,
like this is a group that has too much history for me to think that they're new. So I think the expectation might have been a little too high for them.
So WeI went on a roller coaster of a time.
Yeah, really. They did have to. I think that they did take a little bit to find their footing.
Yeah,
because you had.
So they first came out with Twilight, which is very good. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it was disappointing for a lot of people because they expected so much more out of them. Because of all of their past history.
The thing with that is, I also think that they're too. Because yeah, sure, they could make fucking like young person bangers. But, like, they're older.
They're older.
Like,
they're older. On the older
they're
side.
Not 16. Like, their youngest member is 19 years. 20 years old this year, but, like, 19 years old last year.
So they're for sure on the older side of, like,
they're on the older, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think generally you're just having a group where they made a more low-key song. And that works for their age group because that allows them to more easily transition to be actual adults.
Yes. And so after that they hit All or Nothing, it's very bad. It's if you watched our best and worst of quarter one, it was on the worst of quarter one list. It is very generic, loud, noisy.
It's probably not going to make the bottom 10.
It won't. It's not that bad. But it's, like, not good. It's very generic, loud, noisy boy group. It's everything I didn't want for them to turn into as a group because that's not the sound I wanted or expected them to have. So, it was a big disappointment for me.
I was not into it at all.
I do like their B-sides. That is still a trend for them, is I do like their B-sides a lot. I think that's
B-sides. A trend for groups that are good.
Yeah.
Is that their B-sides are still
good.
Even when they make a bad title track, their B-sides are like keeping it afloat. Because there are B-sides on an album I really enjoy. And then you have Bye Bye Bye, which just came out, and now we're back to being good.
Yes. And now it's like we're on the cuter side now. It seems very much
more
2016. It makes more sense of a song to release after Twilight than All or Nothing did, because it was like very big whiplash to go from Twilight to All or Nothing to Bye Bye Bye. There's very different concepts happening there, but if I feel like they need to be going down that route, because it was a very good song.
WeI is making music that I feel like could have been made in 2016 K-pop.
Yes.
Between Twilight and, not so much All or Nothing, but like Twilight and Bye 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 feel like it could have been made in 2016. Not in a bad way, in an absolutely amazing way, because that style of K-pop is not done anymore.
No.
But
it seems to be making a comeback, the 2015-16 style of K-pop this year.
Because that's just, like, what these idols, when they first... I think it's the fact that, like, when these idols first started training...
Yeah.
That's the idol music that they were listening to.
That's such a weird thought. That's a... Oh, God.
Because they would have been... They would have been, like...
They would have been trainees then into, like, 2015,
yeah, and that might have been, like,
what...
Like, that might have been, like, dances that they were learning and shit. I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe that's why the pop-punk revival's happening in America.
I mean, it makes sense, honestly.
It's just a cycle. It's a fucking cycle.
It is.
But not to talk about the pop-punk revival. I think that I needs to do this.
They do need to do this. They need to do less of the loud, generic boy group music and more of whatever they did with Bye 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 and Twilight. Yes. They can't. I think they're better doing chill, cute. I think they're very good with that. So, would love for them to keep doing that.
Because the thing with them is that they're like, they have this older aura about them. Mm-hmm. Not saying that they are old, because they're all still relatively fine idol age. Like, this is, it's not weird that they're not like 28 years old, like they're still reasonably to be. But they don't have a 16-year-old where they're not allowed to
and they have so much past experience, too.
Yes. So I think you take from the past experience, because weirdly, Bye 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 also kind of reminds me of one of Donghan's songs, not Sunset, what's it called? I think it might be Sunset, but something like that, like some of his solo music.
Yeah.
Where, like, I think that if they did stuff like what he did in his solo stuff, because I think his solo music was actually quite
really good solo music, yeah.
Focus. It's like, not focus.
It's also sort of in line with, like, Johan's solo music, because he did a song that was very cute and chill before I debuted, and so it's like, they like, are very good at that sort of genre. So I would love for them to keep doing that.
I love that. I'd love for them to do shit like that.
Right.
That is the last of the Korean 2020 boy groups.
So now we're going to have an aside for JO1 and Orbit.
Yes. So JO1 and Orbit
at this point in time of the podcast, you've heard us talk about them multiple times. A lot.
Yes.
Because
we love them. Yes. For people that don't know, Orbit and JO1 both came out of Produce 101 Japan. JO1 is the winning group was formed from that show.
Yeah.
And Orbit is
Orbit's the JBJ equivalent.
JBJ equivalent, but also a permanent group.
Yeah, both of them permanent groups, because Produce Japan works in the way that you can't have company affiliations when you go on the show, because the end product of the show will be a permanent
group.
Love that, actually.
Actually love that. Yeah. Don't have to worry about just having my heart ripped out when they eventually have to disband, because that would be sad.
Yes, but JO1 was, Produce Japan is really what started us on Produce Month in the first place, and us falling madly in love with JO1 and everything about them and their music through that show. And they are so good. They're now
I love them.
They're a top 5 boy group for me now. They're
top 10 for me. I love them.
They do K-pop in Japanese, essentially. Both of them, actually. JO1 and Orbit both doing K-pop in Japanese, essentially. So their most recent song for JO1 is Born to Be Wild. That came out in April.
Yes, April. It's weird because the album came out in a different...
Yeah, so J-pop works on a weird cycle where the single drops like a month before the album comes out. So Born to Be Wild, I think the music video and the song was out in March, and then the album didn't come out until April. We're having to get used to like J-pop music releases now, because now that we're just into J-pop.
Yes, now we just like 2 J-pop groups.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a fun journey with that.
It's been very fun.
We've tried to venture a little bit more into the J-pop, realized we don't like it that much, and just gone back to the
So I found a handful of groups that are also, and a couple soloists who are in the realm of K-pop, but
not like mainstream J-pop.
I can't do mainstream J-pop. Like there's something about the type of music there that I don't enjoy. Like it's not for me.
No, both of us are like not in that.
It's like, but like K-pop and Japanese, like I'm fully on board with that. So that's like the specific niche of music. I'm like, yes, give me more of it.
I mean, that's how you go from being an anime fan to a K-pop fan. Is like everyone tries J-pop there for a hot second. They're like, anime music to J-pop. That's the transition. Then you're like, no, anime to K-pop.
Yeah,
that's the better.
I don't know why that's a transition that so many people make, but like so many people do that jump. Like I made that jump. I went from anime to K-pop, and I know multiple people who have.
You'd think J-pop would be where you stop, but then like everyone tries it. A lot of people try it.
I honestly think it's because for a while K-pop was just so much easier accessible, and because the release schedules for K-pop are so consistent and easy to follow that I think
the fact that I can literally have the fact that in the next week we're gonna have like 5 comebacks.
Yeah. And it's like,
we're like, well, one of them I'm gonna like.
And I feel like there's a more of a global fan base there. So there's like the, you know, like your Soompi, Korea, Boo, all K-pop websites. There's a lot of more accessible stuff there, I think, than there is for J-pop. But here's the thing. I feel like with J-pop, because there are already so many anime communities, I feel like if J-pop became like a niche part of that culture, like that, but I just think that there's something about J-pop that like doesn't click as well with especially like a Western audience as K-pop does. Right.
Just because I feel like that seems like more of an easy jump, and I feel like if enough people made that kind of jump, that it would be big enough that it would.
Right.
It might be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Who knows?
It might be. Who knows?
But, I don't know. We're in K-pop and we're not going to J-pop.
No, that is essentially what it
is. JO1, icons of our time.
We have been asking for J1 to make a Korean debut forever. Like, they would, I think a lot of people want it. I think they have a lot of Korean fans. They record so much content in Korea already. They trained in Korea.
They have been to, like, 2 K-cons.
They're at every single K-contact now. Like, they won to, like, 3 in a row. They've performed on M Countdown. They've done Studio Choom. They train and record their albums in Korea because their company is half owned by CJE&M. And so it's like, why are we not debuting in Korea? Like, we would be. I'm hoping that what's
happening is that they are, because Sky can speak Korean.
Yeah, Sky.
Don't know why.
Sky is just he's covered their songs in Korean.
Yeah. Which makes me think, are they teaching them Korean? And Sky is just like, you know, oh, so I already know how to speak it, but, like, let me just learn how to sing it real well now. Right. Maybe it's, like, a trial run. Sure,
seeing how it goes. But it's, like, I feel like they've done so many Korean things, and they've been getting very good reception there. And so, but their company has said multiple times, like, we don't have any immediate plans for it, but I feel like they're one of the only J-pop groups that could successfully do that. Because they're so already, like, what they are as a group is, like, so K-pop to begin with, so I want it. I think a lot of people want it.
I do want it a lot.
It would be great.
I would love it, and also it would probably make the albums easier to buy.
Oh, so much easier to buy because we're buying them through like proxy sites right now, and it's a time.
And it's so expensive.
The shipping is like the same as the cost of the albums, like.
And it's fucking jewel cases.
I know. I'm paying like $100 for 3 jewel cases. It's like ridiculous.
Good lord.
But anyway,
moving on to Orbit. Orbit is 4 Japanese members.
3 members of Halo.
Yeah, 4 Japanese members who didn't make JO1. Mm-hmm. And then Halo was also on that show, also didn't make JO1.
I do think had Halo not withdrawn from the show, I think at least 2, if not all 3 would have been in JO1, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been a choice to have 3 members.
Because we've talked about who gets kicked out of the group when you do that is both your main vocalists are out of the group. Yes. Once you do that.
But like then you have Halo as your main vocalist, and that does also kind of work.
It does kind of work, but then I don't have Junkin, I don't have Show anymore, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it would be a good change, but I'm saying it does not completely. It
doesn't like destroy it. Yeah. It's not Halo was like the vocal standard for Produce Japan for a while.
Yeah, it's not just like Next, 9%, 9%, where
9.
if you knock out the two lowest members, you lose like one of their main vocalists,
and you have all rappers,
and replace them with a rapper, and it's like one vocalist to like all. Because
we've had the conversation. What happens if we put Buffon into 9%, and it's like it just can't happen. Like the group cannot function.
Yeah, you take Buffon, you put Buffon into 9%. You take out the tiny little main vocalist that they have, and your group
can't function anymore.
The group doesn't function.
Then 9 right now is functioning with like 7 out of 9 rappers, and they're not doing great with that, so
I mean they're still doing pretty good.
They're doing fine.
Somehow I like it.
They're weirdly better than Bon Girls with their 7 out of 9 rappers, but
it's fine.
It's a choice.
It all works out. But yes, I think that Orbit is fabulous. I don't know why they're separated.
Yeah, right
because
now
their last comeback had 2 title tracks because it was the Orbit members doing
Dionea in Japan. Yes. And then the 3 members of Halo members did Blind
in Korea. Which is them still singing entirely in Japanese.
Yeah, and I'm like,
their Japanese is very good.
And I really want to know why they're separate. Like, I don't Like, it's gotta be some type of visa/coronavirus reason that they're separate, but I'm like, but why? I need clarification on why, and I don't know if that clarification exists in the world, or if it's like they've said something, article. But I can't speak Japanese, so I can't find it. But, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very confusing, but they had a great comeback as well. Both of those songs, Dynea and Blind, were both great.
Very good.
Some of my favorite songs of the year. They're thriving.
Yes.
They also have figured out how to utilize Yugo better, which is very good.
Yugo, our sweet baby. Mm-hmm. We love him.
Love him. Yes.
So that is all of the boy groups of last year that we cared to talk about.
Yep, that's almost all of them. So, like...
Yeah, if we missed anybody important that you love, sorry.
Sorry.
But we already had 16.
We got 16 of them here, so, like, it's a lot.
All right.
We did rank
them. So now
we've
done... Yes, we do our thing where we rank everything that we like because we are those people.
We do that. We took J1 and Orbit out of the ranking.
Yes. Because we didn't talk about them last year, and they're technically J-pop. Mm-hmm. So we start from 12.
Yep. Gravity.
So 12 we have Gravity.
Gravity holding down last place as usual.
Yes. Then Treasure at 11. Checkmate at 10. Elas at 9. Bay 173 at 8. DKB at 7. Ghost 9 making a massive jump to 6th place.
Because I think I had them second to... I think everyone had Ghost 9 second to last on their ranking last year. So they made a huge jump.
Good for them. Drippin' at 5. 2 at 4. Rip. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Wei at 3. MC Indy at 2. And a 3-way tie for first.
Yep.
With Enhypen, P1 Harmony, and Lucy.
If you're wondering why our ranking was only out of 12, it is because we have a 3-way tie for first. Yep.
Because, all 3 of those groups, very different from each other. You would never get them confused.
Oh, yeah, very different from each other.
And they're all just doing their own thing, and it's great.
And they're thriving. All of them thriving in their own genres of music, and I love them for that. They're great.
All right.
J1 and Orbit probably would be up there in first place. We have a 5-way first place tie.
Yeah, if you really want to go with it, it's a 5-way tie for first between Enhypen, P1 Harmony, Lucy, J01, and Orbit.
Yep.
Jesus.
And then we realized that was where it was headed, and we're just gonna take out J01 and Orbit. Like, we can't have a 5-way first place tie.
No, it seems excessive even for us. But yeah, so that's been our episode, guys.
Yep, we will be coming soon with the 2021 boy group debuts. There will be a lot of opinions in that video, for sure.
Oh, a lot of choice opinions. If you want...
We're waiting on 2 debuts right now.
We are.
To see.
We're waiting for
Omega X and for Just B.
Yes.
Because
just only one of those I have faith in.
I have faith in exactly one of them, and then that's like the only group that would be good for this year, because there's not really any right now.
We have like some that we've
had to go like really far down in the weeds for boy groups this year too, to find ones that we even like a little bit. So it'll be a time, that episode.
It'll be that'll be an episode that I don't think anyone needs to miss if you want the salt.
Yes. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of salt in that episode.
So much. It's going to be so much salt.
It'll be a time.
But it will be fun.
It'll be very fun.
We are also gonna plan to do a lot of K-drama content if anyone's interested in that.
Yeah, a lot of K-drama content coming soon.
Because that's really where our minds have been recently.
So many K-dramas. Like, literally so many.
Alright, so that's been our episode, guys. If you want to follow us on Instagram or Twitter, those are linked below. Our K-pop collection Instagram, which we don't use anymore.
Nope, but if you want to follow it, it's there.
It's still present. That is been the episode. We're on all the podcast sites if you want to listen to us there, and we also have a YouTube channel, which probably is easier for a bunch of our games and our fun bonus videos.
Oh, yes.
Yay. And I think that's it.
That's it. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.